Most people in the OT security space are obsessed with threats. Why do I say that? Because when you look at all the publications on the discussions on LinkedIn and other social media platforms, it's mostly about the latest threat actor or the latest malware strain, etc. And that has the tendency to lure practitioners and, let's just say, the blue team, the defense team, into an area where you are fighting a battle that you can never win. You will never be able to always counter the latest threat, the threat du jour, as the French would say, right? And just think about that. So hear me out. I think it's counterintuitive, but hear me out. Just analyze or just check how long it takes the average asset owner to make any planned configuration change when it comes to implementing OT security measures. Well, I can tell you, based on my experience in 20 years of OT security consulting, it may take a couple of years. Let's just say best case, a couple of weeks. Okay, now tell me how that should work, that there is this new threat coming out, and then all of a sudden everybody goes in panic mode and focuses only on this new threat or this new malware strain, this new exploit. How should that actually work? It won't work, because you will always be too late. You can never keep up if you are in reactive mode, right? So that tells us we must do something proactively. We must already be prepared. In other words, what I suggest to do is to focus on a long-term strategy where you strive for incremental improvements rather than always be in reactive mode and react to the latest publication on that new threat vector, that new botnet or whatever it might be. And guess what? That long-term strategy, in most cases, isn't rocket science. So when you think about all the vulnerabilities that define your attack surface, what do you expect to find? You will not find totally unexpected revelations. Oh, damn, we have this very specific vulnerability that only affects us. No, it's not like that. You will see basic, even banal vulnerabilities that pretty much every other asset owner is plagued with as well. What do I mean by that? Just think about typical examples. Think about outdated operating system versions. Think about something like Windows XP systems, systems still running Windows 7. That is a reality on the plant floor. You don't know how many of those you have and where they are. Well, then you just check your OT asset management system. In OT base, that's a snap. You will get that list right away. You can even enter a policy. Windows 7 is not allowed in our facility, and all those devices will be singled out, and the users will get a notification about that. So that is very simple to do in principle. So certainly to update those systems, that's a different story. But it's much more efficient to focus on those foundational problems that define your attack surface, rather than on those than to get into that event-driven mode of thinking and of acting. Okay, let me give you another example. Software products such as Adobe Flash Player or TeamViewer, they have no place in an OT environment. If you just single them out and if you remove them from the specific systems, then your security posture will dramatically rise. And how can I say this? Well, because we have the numbers. In OT base, you get the numbers. You can see how much each of those software products contribute to your attack surface. How many unpatched or vulnerable systems you have with these particular software products, how much they contribute to your overall CVSS score, right? So that is, I don't have to guess, I can tell you in some kind of metric fashion, right? So you get numbers for this, and that is the different mindset that I suggest you to adopt, or at least to consider, that in order to really make progress in OT security, stay away from the latest threats, from the latest malware strains, from the latest report that an OT security vendor has published. Just focus on your attack surface and what you would need to do to achieve meaningful reductions of that attack surface. What do I mean by meaningful? Well, like something like, but what will be the net result be when you take a simple metric such as CVSS base score, for example? So you just need to add all those CVSS base scores. That gives you a good metric, right? And then if you have eliminated all those CVEs, and then you can see that number shrink. That's a good metric. It also will show you, it will give you an idea, well, that's a lot of stuff that's affected by this one software product, right? That's a lot of attack surface that is created by that. So that would be a more sustainable approach, and also, as anybody can understand, that is unrelated to a specific threat, because all of these latest threats, they all exploit something that in the OT space has existed for many years. So the most important malware or ransomware or whatever it might be is not associated to that latest 0 day. No, it's related. It's exploiting vulnerabilities that are well known for years. How do you find out about those vulnerabilities? Well, you just go to OTBase and you will see it. You can measure it, and that is where you get really solid data that allows you to find the right direction to make meaningful progress when it comes to reducing your attack surface.